All right, guys, well, welcome. I just got this from my brother for my birthday. Thank you, Dave. And it's the Hulkman Sigma 1 battery charger. So this unit right here. And this is gonna be a box opening. I've never heard of this company before. It looks pretty cool. Wanna try it out. I mean, in the past, I've used battery tenders. I do have something like this called the CTEK, which is something that you see like Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Bentley, those companies, Porsche. They sell these on the side. They put their branding on it. And it goes through kind of the cycles and, you know, just basically tests the batteries, whether it's an AGM battery or lithium or a lead acid battery, a typical lead acid battery. So these are pretty good units. They're made in China. This unit is designed in America and built in China to keep costs down. These CTEK units, they've always been very reliable for me, very dependable. The only downside is it doesn't have any screen on it, so you don't really know exactly what's going on. You're just trusting the unit, and it goes through all these different cycles to basically refresh the battery. It decharges the battery, charges the battery, and goes through a whole bunch of different things, and it does it all automatically. So it also has these ports, quick connect ports, where you could basically, and it's got its own fuse too, actually. So if it does burn out, you know, it's going to burn out at its own independent fuse, and it's not going to hurt your battery. But these are the connectors for hooking it up to the battery. So yeah, let's get right to it. I mean, this is really interesting. This is kind of new territory for me. These battery chargers are getting better and better every year as companies start making more batteries, cars with batteries, obviously, and different types of batteries, especially lithium batteries and all that kind of stuff. So let's open this up and see what it's all about. This is kind of, and what I think I'm going to do is I don't have any cars that are actually kind of requiring anything like this at the moment, but I do have a generator that I haven't used in a long time, and the battery's been sitting there, so I think what I'm going to do is hook that up to the generator and see what the condition of the battery is, right? And hopefully with this digital readout that's on here, it'll tell me what's going on. Maybe I have to buy a new battery, who knows? But anyway, let's give it a shot. Let me open this up. Here we go. So a little tab in here, pull everything out. Instruction manual. Little 1 year warranty, 1 more year extended warranty. Okay, so you could register the unit. Instructions. Now with this unit, you know, I don't know if I mentioned it before, so with this unit you could do, it comes with a couple different things. The charger, the battery clamps, the battery eyelets, so you can basically permanently hook up these eyelets to the battery. And then you could use something very similar to this, which is a quick disconnect. We'll find out what this comes with. And then the manual. You can do multiple types of batteries with this. Apparently you could do 6-volt batteries, 6-volt AGMs, 12-volt lithium, 12-volt AGM, 12-volt just standard lead acid batteries. And yeah, so it seems pretty cool. It conditions the battery, cleans the battery. When I mean clean the battery, it conditions it. So it goes through cycles to kind of basically help regenerate the battery and bring it back to life. I'm far from an electrical engineer, so you know, I don't know the exact how it does that, but anyway, it does. Let's see, this is when you open up the box, this is what it comes with. This is the unit itself. It's not that large, actually. Pretty cool. Yeah, so it's got a very similar type connector at the end where you can hook up your battery cables. Hooks right up to a 110 outlet. Got a nice little LCD screen on there. I'm kind of anxious to see what that looks like so you can actually see what's going on. Yeah, and they kind of took some ideas off the CTEK, and it's got the fuse built into the quick connect. It's got a little like plug here so you can protect the connectors. All right, that's a pretty cool idea. All right, keep it clean, keep it organized. And then you have, obviously, your battery terminal connectors. These are like really good high quality ones. I'm impressed with these. These are definitely better than the CTEK ones. Right? I mean, you can see them side by side. This is a little bulkier. I mean, both very good, no question about it. They do the job, So that's definitely not going in the garbage. But I did get rid of my battery tender. That one was a little old, antiquated. I'm sure battery tender has like new ones, which are a little bit more in alignment with these types of chargers. But this is pretty cool. Quick connect. And again, this is a company called Hulkman. So this unit is designed in America, built in China. They have a few different types. This is the Sigma 1, and then they have a Sigma 5, I believe. But I'll put all the information down below in the description box. But there's a few different chargers. There's a few different battery storage units that they sell. So you could check that all out online and see which one kind of meets your needs. But for this one is really simple. And this one really, I just kind of want to hook it up to my generator, the 6-volt standard 6-volt lead acid battery, and see what it does, see what it says. So let's hook this up. I mean, it's a good connection for sure. But basically, this is how it connects. And that's it, right? So it's together. Plug this in, hook it up to the generator. Let's read the instructions a little bit, make sure we're not doing anything silly. So there's 2 buttons on here. One is to cycle through. So this one right here with the 3 lines on it is to cycle through which battery mode you want to be in. If you press and hold it for 2 seconds, it'll go into 12-volt repair mode. Press and hold 1 second, go back to standby. Press and hold 1 second to go to standby when the battery plus sign is flashing. I'm not sure what that means, but step-by-step use. Plug the connectors in, plug it in the wall, choose the battery type that you have. So we're gonna pick 6-volt, 6-volt battery, standard battery, and then I guess OK, and then it goes through the cycles. Let's see, and that's it. That's really it. Those are the instructions. So pick the battery type you have. If you want to go to repair mode, you press this for 2 seconds. It goes into repair mode for a 12-volt battery. I don't know if it does that for a 6-volt. I believe it doesn't. I think it just does it for a 12-volt repair. And then you press OK, and then you're good to go. So let's check it out. Let's see what this thing does. All right, so hopefully you can see all this. So here's the end of the charger. I have my power outlet. There's juice there. I'm going to hook it up. It is cycling on. Take this screen protector I'll leave on for a little bit. I'm also going to, that's pretty cool, 12 volt. Let's change this to 6 volt. So there we are, 6 volt. And you can cycle through everything. 6 volt AGM, which is rare. I haven't seen, I didn't even know a 6 volt battery comes in AGM, but apparently it does. 12 volt AGM, 12 volt lithium, and then your 6 volt standard, right? So that's what we're gonna need. We're gonna hook up our battery on the generator, red to red, black to black, and I believe if you connect this incorrectly, it will not run. So no worries, but black to black, red to red, pretty simple. It's measuring voltage already. We're at 10.4 volts, okay, on a 6 volt. What the heck is it doing? I guess it's going through the cycle already. Let's figure out what that means. Let's pause the video. All right, guys, so good thing that, hats off to Hulkman, right? So basically, I didn't know. I just assumed that this was a 6 volt battery because it was a smaller battery for, a generator or lawnmower or something like that. But this is actually a 12 volt battery. So this is a 12 volt rechargeable sealed lead acid battery. See? And what that was, that beeping noise, is that was the charger telling me that it was beyond. So, you know, I assumed it was a 6-volt battery. I set it to 6 volts, and this thing was beeping because this was already at 10 volts. I should have figured that out right away when I saw the voltage, but kind of didn't put 2 and 2 together. This thing was beeping. We learned what was going on. I took the battery out, and here we are. So we're going to connect negative to negative, positive to positive. We're going to go to 12 volt lead acid, right? And then we're going to press OK. And now it's going to trickle charge. It's basically going to charge. These different models, like this is the Sigma 1, the Sigma 5, and all the other ones, they have different rates of amperage, right? They have different amperage ratings, and they could charge quicker or slower. They could trickle charge. They all do cycling. They do all that kind of stuff. But this one in particular is their least model. It's their smallest model. It's very portable. But yeah, you can see it's going through kind of like a charging stage. It's cycling through the voltage. There's a little indicator light there showing you where it's at in terms of voltage. And I'm going to let this sit for a while and let it cycle through and come back to it a little bit later. But I think what we're going to do is just let this sit, do its thing, and then we'll come back to it. Well, see, I got another indicator. So what the heck does that mean? Battery. The battery, connected battery will not hold a charge. Take it to a battery professional for further checking. Oh my goodness. So I have a dead battery. So as suspected, it probably will start the generator because it has. I haven't started the generator in a long time. It's been sitting. I never really needed it. And that's what happens over time. You have to check your battery. I'm going to disconnect this because it's annoying. But you have to check the battery. You got to make sure you cycle through it. But it looks like I'm in the market for a new battery. So rather than going out and actually going out and buying a new battery, this does have a repair mode. I mentioned it earlier before that it does have a repair mode. So what I did is I basically connected it to the 12 volt setting, pressed the 3 lines on the Hulkman unit for 2 seconds, and now it's going to go through a repair mode. So I'm starting to think that this battery's been sitting so long that it just needs to go through a repair mode. So rather than going out and spending the money on a battery, I'm actually going to take the time, put it in repair mode. So I press the button for 2 seconds. It's in repair mode. It actually shows it. You can see it there. And it's cycling through repair mode. So let's see what happens. I'm going to actually let this sit for a while before I panic and get a new battery. I mean, it probably needs a new battery anyway. I don't know. This thing's been sitting for a long time, well over 2 years. I've had the unit for a long time. I think this is the original battery since probably 5 years ago. But let's go through the repair mode. Let's see what it does. Maybe this thing's going to surprise me and bring it back to life. I'm going to learn a little bit more about repair mode, what it's actually doing, and share that with you guys. But yeah, let it go through its cycle. Let's figure that out first before we go out and panic and get a new battery. Talk to you in a couple moments. So I wanted to share something with you guys. I was reading through the instructions manual, and basically in repair mode, which is right here, for 12 volt sulfated old idle lead acid batteries, which this is, which may discharge quicker than new batteries in the same type under the same conditions, with advanced pulse repair technology. You know, I guess what that does is it cycles through, kind of like the CTEK, what that used to do, is basically it decharges the battery, recharges the battery. It goes through those cycles a couple times, and that cleans off the lead acid platelets that are inside the battery while it does that cycle. Sigma 1 maximizes these batteries. Use only when the battery voltage is higher than 2 volts, which this is. We found out that it was at 10 volts. So it's definitely not the 12 volts that it should be, but it's also not at 1 volt. So as long as it's 12 volts or more, and the typical repair takes 4 hours. So it's going to be a little while before we discover whether or not this battery is still good or not. But let's wait and find out. All right, so I'm back, and I am done with the repair mode, and it looks like it's charging. It looks like this battery is still okay. So it's actually pumping a little bit more voltage into this battery. It's charging the battery to make sure that it gets the 12 volts. So I'm going to let this sit and wait. But I think we salvaged this battery. I think the repair mode on this Hulkman actually repaired the battery because it's been sitting for so long. And now it's just basically doing its thing, charging it. And once it's 100% done, it should say 12 volts on there and maintain it. And I'm good to go. So I think this is a great little unit. I mean, soup to nuts, I think this thing is really good. I think it does really well. I think it's worth the money. I mean, for 40 bucks, you're getting a really good unit. So my recommendation is if you're looking for a trickle charger or something that'll handle many different kinds of charging or batteries, whether it's AGM, lithium, or just a standard lead acid battery, this will do it. So thanks, Dave, for the birthday gift. I appreciate it, and I'm definitely going to use this thing and look at what else they got. Talk to you guys later.